Uh, okay, folks. Back at it. To the people who I sent my last video to that was deleted suddenly, I I apologize. Perfunctory aside, let's um let's get into it. Let me think about this. I'm actually kind of winging it, but there's something fiendish going on in the world today. In 1951, a psychologist named Solomon Ash. Yeah, that's his name. Solomon Ash. Excuse me. He would he would conduct the infamous line experiment, and an experiment that studied the conformity of people. This this um this demonstrated that uh, uh, people would conform to groupthink and group norms, especially if it was under uncertain situations. They would definitely conform. Almost like the rally around the flag uh, syndrome. A lot of political science know about that, but yes, something similar to that. See, Ash would find the answer to the autokinetic experiment that was done, and damn, I know this because I learned this in psychology. It was either I know it was sometime in the 30s. I think it was 34, 35, 36. Hell, it could even be 36, 37. Man, fuck that. It was in the 30s. And what Ash found was that conformity is the key recipe of social engineering, because hell, you need conformity to change society in the way uh, the engineer would want it to be changed. And the fitting allegory that explains this the latter, I guess, would be that story of the what's that, the emperor's new clothes. Yes, matter of fact, yes, that would be it. You see, forgive me for being so fly. I'm like I said, I'm winging this. I'm trying to think so I don't sound like a fool. See, tailors cajoled the emperor that they made him a suit, a special suit, a beautiful suit that was new and nobody else had. Even though, excuse me, even though there was no suit that was produced and he was naked, yet believed. He believed. He wore a new suit, the most fashionable suit. In his mind, this is what he believed. Everyone told him that his nakedness was it was a great suit, because I guess the emperor, I guess he was kind of a scary dude, so they didn't want to piss him off. So the emperor, he would walk around his kingdom, naked, and no one would and no one while they was crowing to each other like, hey, this guy looks he's a fucking buffoon. He looks stupid. He's walking around naked. They would they would. I mean, they did this because they would dare not say anything to him about look, man, look in the mirror. You're naked. They didn't want to say that. No, 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 no. So they let him go around naked and looking like a buffoon, the buffoon that he was, until one day, a child, a child, a child tapped his mom, tapped and said, "Hey, mom, what's wrong with the fool? The emperor, he isn't wearing any clothes." Now, everybody looked with a sigh of relief, like, okay, thank God he said it, and I didn't. Maybe the child said it, but it didn't matter. Beforehand, everyone else allowed him to become the town's fool because that's what he was. He was the fool of that town, walking around thinking that he had on the flyest, newest, most beautiful suit. And this this is what we're witnessing. This is what we're witnessing today. See, people are walking around looking foolish. They're looking like foolish pantomimes to others. See, and this is how disrespectful they are to you because they don't even fall in line with the shit that they telling you to fall in line with. They don't care about what you. They don't care about what they tell you. See, Jill Biden, an adult, who now, according to the science, this is the science that an adult could as an adult she could expose children to COVID. Now she was allowed to read Christmas stories um, to kids while she was unvaccinated. And no, I was lying about that. She was vaccinated supposedly, but she was able to do this unmasked. She was allowed to do it. You she would they would dare not allow you to go near their grandchildren with no mask on. Hell, even if you had a mask on, they wouldn't allow it. I don't think so. Additionally, additionally, in an arena that required masks to be worn, this arena allowed Mayor Lightfoot of Chicago to sit around people while she was unmasked because though the emperor is though the emperor this heifer can be naked, the peasants they can they cannot. Uh, we have we have individuals that belong to Marxist parties, political parties, and in positions to dictate to the world that the average global citizen, Mustn't speak on what you see. You can't. Don't you dare do that. Because if it don't, especially if it's against our narrative. See, the security risk, it is not COVID. It is not. I realize that the security risk is not COVID. No, it is non-conformity. That's it. Because not conforming means that individual First Amendment rights can be, it can be abridged, and it will be too, especially if you go against the ruling class. It will be abridged. You will not have those rights any longer. That is why that is why the founding fathers were so against a pure democracy, because a pure democracy is could lead to tyranny. That's right, because what you will have is the you will have the tyranny of many, the tyranny of the majority, and shit. I mean, fuck. Are we not seeing that shit right now? I mean, are we not seeing this shit right now? Additionally, everybody grown up knowing if you're in the United States, you're a citizen of the United States. We all grew up knowing that uh, the SCOTUS opinion is the law of the land. However, now that is only acceptable when the rendering, that is only acceptable unless the rendering is in contra to the constitutionality of COVID. Then it's another story. Like they already said, the courts already said, hey, listen, some of these things that y'all doing, some of these mandates, I mean, this ain't cool, this ain't right. Think that shit matters to a lot of these states? Nope, does not matter. Which is sad. And sad because I live in one of these states, New York. You see how masks are now the new norm. And if you don't agree, then you are ostracized, out of the loop, uh, socially excommunicated, if you will. There's nothing you can do about it. And this is cancel culture has now become the new norm. Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. No, it's just so long as you agree with the ruling class. See, the ruling class now has the power to tell you that nakedness is the newest and coolest um, out, threads, and hell, in the subservient class they will, and they must fall in line, or they'll be canceled. They'll be canceled. See, and all these people, all these elites, they have auspicious motives. Hell, this is why Louis Vuitton can now sell schmucks a face mask costing, I believe, approximately $960 fucking dollars. And afterwards, the CDC can now come along and tell you schmucks that the bullshit mask you all were wearing since this COVID inception, it, it is hell. the mask that many said did nothing. They can now come along and tell you, listen, folks, that mask is it's insufficient. It's insufficient in protecting you from this COVID sickness. Therefore, therefore, you should now wear a K9, a K. No, I'm sorry. I believe it's a KN95 mask. Oh boy. Therefore, only the emperor is allowed to move the fucking goalpost. Only the emperor. That's the only person that can do that. Remember, at the beginning, it was get vaccinated that to have immunity. Then it was get vaccinated and and wear a mask. Next, 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 it was wear a mask, get vaccinated, and boosted. And now it's get vaccinated, get boosted, and wear a KN95 mask. As Arsh, as Ash, that's his name, Ash. As Ash concluded in the line experiment, I believe in 1951. Conformity is the conformity is the recipe for social engineering. Don't believe me? Ask yourself this question. Ask yourselves. Ask yourselves this. If I threw a family get together and we all were masked and and one comes along and he is unmasked, that family member is unmasked, would would that family member be welcomed? Sad. If you don't know, if you don't know, that right there, the fact that you got to ask that question, that right there is social engineering. Because 2 years ago, that family member would be welcomed. It would be. And any other family member that was unmasked, they will be welcomed. But because of this social conformity, because of this shit, family is now family so long as they abide by the new social norm, the social norm of this mass conformity. However, however, the ruling class, the ruling class, they need not, they need not to conform because the rules they make are they're not for they're not for them. They don't have to follow the rules that they make because it's not for them. It's just for us, the subservient class. Almost like it's almost like the Hunger Games. You ever seen the Hunger Games? You know this is what this is leading to. See, the ruling class now has the power to change everything in order for it to align to their their narrative. Their narrative on anything and everything. That's right. That's right. And we all just falling right into it. See, in the 70s and 80s, the 1970s and the 1980s, there was a thing called global cooling. Global cooling. Then you had global warming. I believe that was in the 90s and I believe early, maybe early 2000s. I'm not sure. Could be whatever. Then you had climate change. Climate change was which is a term that's laden in ambiguity because any any geologist any geologist will tell you they will tell you, hey fool, climate changes all the time anyway. You see what I'm saying? It changes all the time. Just like the thoughts of these all these mass mandates, all the rules that you have to have in order to belong to polite society. Oh, it changes. And it's gonna change. See, conformity takes away the acumen of the people. And now America has 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 bestowed the barometer of science on individuals who have a auspicious motive. That's right. And and this allows accredited scientists like damn, what's this guy's um it was just on the Rogan show. Robert Malone, I believe his name is. Don't quote me on that one because I'm winging it. I'm not sure, but I believe it was Robert Dr. Robert Malone. He, there was scientists like him are now being canceled on places like Twitter, hell, Facebook, all these places for saying that, and he was they being taken off of things like Twitter and stuff like that, but telling you that the emperor doesn't have on any clothes. I'm gonna tell you schmuck something. I'm gonna tell you schmuck something too. The IHU, once the IHU, I believe the IHU variant comes to America, the obedient, the obedient will be expected to conform even more and pretend to like the emperor's uh newest outfit. They're gonna be like, yeah, that outfit is damn, that outfit is just fly. This shit is real fly. This is what they're gonna be telling the emperor. Even though the emperor will be walking around naked. Hell, he'll be walking around naked with a pair of snakeskin boots on with a lizard around his neck. Telling everybody that's a scarf. Even though it might be 100-degree weather. But that's what you have. You got a nation, you got a globe full of conformists. This is why they're doing what they're doing to us. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say about that. About that. Like, comment, subscribe, and hell, hit the notification bell while you're at it. Well, that's it. All right, that's all, folks. That's all.